Yeah. Or maybe it's for the YouTube. No, yeah, maybe for the YouTube people. There's not gonna be an if you for the recording. There's not gonna be a meeting every week. But it's 1 week. Yeah, we have a meeting, and another week we don't have a meeting. Every 2 weeks will have a meeting. So it's on my website. You can see the dates. Okay, this is about what is. It is what is, and it's so simple what is that it's for most people it's too simple. For the me, this is too simple. When there's a me, when there's an apparent me, because there is no me, of course, there's only an apparent me. It's you could say it's a misunderstanding that there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong, of course. There is just nothing wrong. But when there's separation, it seems like there's a huge loss. The brain is sophisticated to abstract things, and then it seems like there's another person, and I am someone, and there's a whole world outside, and it's threatening because that whole just not being aware is gone, and there's awareness. That's part of the human brain and capability. When there's a me, there's also awareness. When there's no me, no awareness. So the awareness is a function with the me, and also the thoughts are a function. When there is a me, it seems like it is the center of the world. It's the center of your world. You are in the world. You are in your body. The body is yours. You are in the world, and you have to survive. You have to make your life work. You have to have enough money. You have to, when your body is not healthy, you have to do everything to make it healthy or healthier. Or if you're not happy, you have to do something to make yourself happy. And when there's a me, there's also duality. You see, duality is like there's always two things. There's good and bad. That's the most important one. And then from there is time. There's before. There's after. There's meaning. Everything seems to have a meaning. When everything seems to have a meaning, some things are more important than other things. And importance has to do with, it has to bring something to you. It will be helpful. So there's also meaning, there's also responsibility. It seems like you're responsible for what you're doing, and other people don't feel responsible. So there's good and bad also in that. So there's a lot of things going on about good and bad, and better and worse, and trying to do your best or not trying or anything else. So there's a lot of suffering when it's trying to do your best and it's not working. It seems that it's not working. What is this message is about, it isn't working at all. It seems like all the thoughts about what to do and how to find solutions and how to make yourself more healthy and all those thoughts seems to help to give a more pleasant life. But thoughts are only thoughts. They don't have any meaning. They don't have any power. It's just thoughts. Just thoughts. That's it. And when there's something happening, it's just happening. It's not happening with a reason. It's not happening for you, because there is no one. It's just happening. And that's also the difficult part for a lot of people. There's only an apparent happening. Nothing is real. When there's a me, everything seems to be real. There seems to be a real body. You are real. The whole world is real. There's other countries and outside and relationships. Everything is very real. And when then everything is very real, everything is also very important, because you are real. And when you are real, you feel I'm responsible, I have a life, I'm in this body and I have to take care of it, or maybe there's feeling of victimhood, so I can't take care of it, and oh, that's awful, and things like that. All that things are happening in the dream of me. And there was somebody asking in the Dutch video, what is the dream? The dream is that there seems to be a whole world with thoughts and working for you, and everything is just happening. There's something going on there. It's a dream. There's only what is. There's only, very literally, what is. There's just sitting. There's this room. There's no outside this room. There's just this. There's where you're sitting. It's the computer. That's everything. There's no world outside of here. It's just this. And it's so simple. It's so ordinary also. It's not special feeling, or a lot of people are looking, because there's an embodied sense. When there's a contraction, it feels like you're locked inside the body, you're locked inside your story, and how do I get out of it? And I'm looking for freedom, or maybe you feel alone and you're looking for, in relationships or other things, like feeling together to other people. There's also always looking for something that seems missing. There seems something missing, and you're looking for the whole or anything else. And like there's also, when there's a me, it's feeling like there's looking for some, I think it's more like looking for a state of happiness, a state of freedom, always no contraction anymore, no bad feelings anymore, anything. This is not about that. Life is just going on. There can be any feelings. It's just the same like everybody. It's just everything is just going on the same. The only thing what is not there anymore is the whole dream of believing there is something not right. I think that's the most important part. There's no need for change. This is it, and that doesn't mean this is it and it's wonderful. It's just neutral. Everything is neutral. It's just, this is it. It's like, it can be anything. It can be irritation. It can be fear. It can be nothing going on and just walking. But it's very simple. It's very singular. It's just that. And then it's just looking to somebody or something else. And it's very simple. And of course, then there are no problems. Problems are existing when there's a feeling like I am there, I have to make my life work. And when I try with everything and it doesn't work, it seems there is a problem, or there are bad feelings, like it calls, like anxiety or feeling not well, or things like that. Then it feels like, oh, it's not right. So I have to change that. And when it doesn't work, there's a lot of more trouble. There seems to be problems. The problem is only there when there's a feeling like this is not right and I have to fix it. I have to make it right. When there's no trying to fix it, when there's no changing happening, and change can happen, but it's not my change or my doing, it's just change can happen, and it's like that. There's no one doing that, it's just life. When it's not like, it's like that, then of course there are no problems, because nothing is trying to change it. It's just that, and that's the freedom. But when there's a me, it seems like, oh, how can I do that? Because the me is always trying to do something, trying to make it work, trying to listen and make it, maybe when it's clear, maybe then it's better, or things like that. And it can't hear, and that's so, it's strange, but it's like that. It can't hear there's nothing wrong. It's just this. It's just the way you look, the way you move, the way anything is happening. It's just that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's also nothing right with it. It's just like that. That's so simple. That's even like, oh my God, when that's just so obvious, it's even strange to talk and to say to the world, but everything is just what it is. And everybody looks like, oh my God, yeah, I already knew, duh, like something like that. So you can't tell it. You can't tell this because it's so simple and so obvious and it's so normal. And in a way, everybody knows. Everybody knows, of course, but the dream of me and there's something not yet right and there's something missing and things like it's so strong and it's so embodied that that overlays that yeah, not knowing, but that somewhere knowing that this is it. So the dream of trying to make it right is so strong and so convincing and so it seems so normal. And there's a world and there's your life and there's someone. And this is in this message, it's like it's talking about that there's a dream and it's really normal and it's really strong. And there's something else. And it's like two worlds who don't meet. And it's amazing to hear something else that's out of the dream and that's normally not spoken of. So that's what we're doing. And you can ask any question. If there are questions in the dream about relationships, or I don't care. If that are the questions, that are the questions. There are no wrong questions, of course. It's just questions. And there's coming an answer. And sometimes what I know, I thought, oh, I already know what she's going to say or he is going to say. But you don't. You don't know. There can be any answer. It's not about the truth or something that it's always the same. It's always new. So ask anything if you want to. Say something. Can be nice, of course. Okay, so if you want to, you can unmute yourself and ask something, or maybe do it in the chat.
Hi, Rosemarie.
Hi, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I just want to ask you something like from daily life, or how to call. For
Mm.
example, my small son now, like, I know that it's in story, but he likes, for example, to play computer so much.
Ah, yeah.
And now I tell him, okay, don't play it. So it's not actually that I am telling this, it just happened.
Yeah.
And and after that it seems to be like his reaction.
Yeah, but it seems that when there's a meet,
Yeah.
there are always things that are important. You want when there's a, for example, when there's a mother and a son, and that
Yes.
it seems to be a relationship, and it seems like you have to take care of somebody else, of your son or
Yeah.
something like that. You have
Yeah.
to give him a good life or things like that. That's in the
Yeah.
meet. It's always that's so convincing that there's somebody there. When there's somebody here, it seems very convincing that there always also is somebody there. So there
Yeah.
is a whole system of can call it surviving.
Yeah.
It wants to give another person or your son to give him a good life, and then all those reactions are from that. But
Yeah.
when
And
that's the
how is
system
it
is
if no one is here? How is it if no one is here? I
yeah,
mean,
but when there's a me, it's you can't think like, oh, there's nobody here, just I'm just saying it. That's a new thing. That's a new way of
yeah.
trying to make it more easy, or to, I don't know, something like that. And it's just happening, and it doesn't matter. And you can't say also to yourself, oh, it doesn't matter that I'm saying this, because that's also inside in that whole system, like trying to find another way to make yourself feel more comfortable, like
Yeah.
I'm saying that and that's not so bad or something like that. If that's happening, it's just happening. That's the whole struggle is just going on.
Yeah.
What's going on here is that there's a talking about there's no one, and sometimes it comes in and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. And sometimes that when it comes in, it can happen that the meaning of everything is going less or something like that. It's the
Yeah.
importance of everything is maybe less, but also
Yeah.
it can be the other side around, that
Yeah.
sometimes it's getting more struck, and then it feels like, oh, I have to get, and then you feel like, oh, when he's on the computer, I'm doing it even more than before. It can happen like that. That's the
Yeah.
whole system is going, and then it doesn't matter because there's nothing really happening. There's no
Yeah.
one. So it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not about hurting somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
But the dream of that, it's so strong. And if
Yeah.
it's so strong, it's just like that. It doesn't matter. It's already all right.
Yes.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's not, oh, I'm not taking my responsibility, or I'm too much into responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the dream. If just the talking like that happens, it's just like that. And you can feel like, oh, gives maybe a feeling. No, then it's that feeling. It's not
Yeah.
about, there is no other person also. There's your son. There's no your son.
I
It's just
know.
a body there, and that's it.
Yeah.
But knowing
Because
it's only
yeah.
a small thing, like, oh, I know, but still there's something else embodied, and that's maybe even so much stronger. And when
Yes.
it's going on till it stops. Just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because
One of
I
my
don't care
son,
so much now.
yeah,
I don't care so much now, but when we meet together with other families, for example, with children, or we have some meeting,
yeah,
usually they speak about this so much, and
mm,
somewhere inside me, or I don't know, I don't
yeah,
care so much. So I'm listening, what they speak about this, maybe 1 hour, what is good for child, not good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm just listening. And if I ask myself, I
Mm,
even cannot say that I care of it, So
mm.
He plays sometimes, he doesn't play sometimes, you know. Sometimes I tell him stop and go do homework only because tomorrow, but not too much serious, you know. So I was thinking if I am not crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just
You know,
happening.
it's so real, you know. So it's really so real. You feel really so real. It's so amazing, you know.
Yeah, and especially with relationships, it seems so,
Yeah.
and mother and child, it seems so important how you do it. And other people are so involved in also like, oh, this is good and this is bad. Oh my God,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I've only had like, not only, but a couple of very, what is called glimpses, like that really was apparent. And one of them was about time, that there is no time. And a few days ago, there was something about that nothing matters, it doesn't matter. But the ordinariness of it, it's just so basic that it's nothing like I as an individual ever imagined it would be like. And also the feeling that it doesn't matter. This person was talking to me about Jesus and Christianity, and I got stirred up, and then after they left, and then it came to me. It doesn't matter. That's what's happening. With this person, or well, this whatever. That's what's happening here, and it really doesn't matter. But it's not like I imagine. What it doesn't matter means, you know, and it's not. We can't imagine it, and we can't really describe it. We can't even say what it is. It's just incredible. It's like completely running out of words, because how can you, same like you say, you can't point to it, you can't see it because you are it. Like
Yeah,
there
it's
is
too
no
simple.
perspective at all.
Yeah, it's so always you have such an imagination about how it could be or something like that. And it's not like that.
Even now, like sorry.
No, it can be what I said to some other people. It can be sometimes it can be disappointing because there's a huge imagination about how it could be.
Expectation of something really special or something that you big, but it's just really nothing. But it's not that nothing. But I did have, when I had this thing with the time, there was almost a sense of disappointment. You know? But even already, I lost that feeling of nothing, it doesn't matter, you know, I can't even now, it's not here anymore.
Yeah. I know.
But I remember it in words, you know, it's, but was...
But when this happened and when there was no me, there was suddenly was a lot of maybe everything or a lot of things were very clear. It was like, oh my God. And that vanished. That I don't have that anymore. It's just maybe it's coming when there's a question, there's coming an answer about things, but it's not about knowing. It's not that then all you'll know everything. It's not about knowing. It's just that maybe for a moment and then it's gone. But it doesn't matter because you don't need knowing to live. Doesn't matter.
But it is because, as you say, it's just so convincing that that there is. I mean, I can't say if I'm talking, I'm saying I am. I have no idea what it means. But if I talk to this person that talking about Jesus, I couldn't talk to them telling them about there is no me, there is no you, because for me there is a me here. I can't.
But sometimes also when people are very convinced in some sense, here also there is nothing coming about this. Of course not. It doesn't come up. It's only when when there are questions or talking about this, then I'm talking like this. But normally with other people, with friends or something, I'm not talking about this. I'm not, when somebody is very convinced of it, and I'm not saying, oh, but there's no me. Oh, of course, it doesn't come up. It's just talking about anything and going into the story, and it doesn't matter so much. It doesn't matter, and then after that, it's just gone, and then bye. It doesn't matter because then it seems like you have to convince or to say everybody, to tell everybody about this.
Yes.
It's somewhere when this happened, I think for a few years, or I didn't know what to say, but I couldn't even say it. There was no words for it, but it was no. You can't say it because it's so normal. Like it's walking on the street and saying, "This is what's happening." Like, everybody says, "Yeah, okay, thank you," and like, folks,
I had that thing. I was very excited about this non-duality stuff, and I was like, if I met with a friend and they were very troubled or suffering, I've got my suffering stuff, but I would say, oh, you have to listen to non-duality, and I was and telling people, but now I was just saying to a friend the other day, I actually don't need to talk about it. I don't want to tell people. I don't want to offer it. Only, like you say, if it comes in a conversation, I would say, like that person that was talking to me about Jesus, I was saying, I'm not interested in religion at all, and the only I listen to people, speakers about non-duality, but. And that's it. But and there's things that have been came apparent to me in time, but in no time. But and that's it. That's all I can say. What was clear to me. But otherwise, I don't have any. If it comes up, it comes up. But I don't have this thing pulled to tell people, oh, listen to this, listen to that.
The strange thing is, there are also no other people. So telling to other people, it's nothing. It's just telling into the air. There are no other people. So there's no one to convince. So just like that.
That's a good one. True.
It seems so real. Everything seems so real, like there's a world, there's happenings, there's maybe there's no work, or there's no relationship, or there's, things like happening. And they seem very real when there's somebody. And it's just apparent happenings. It's just emptiness. It's emptiness, and at the same time it's there, but it's not real. So there's nothing happening. There's no other person. So when there's coming up, trying to convince, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's coming up. Then it's coming up. But in effect, it's just nothing going on. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on. If there's trying to convince or, I don't know, something else, it's the same. There is just energy in that form. And we are always trying to compare, like this is just better, and then after a while then me is more intelligent and thinks, oh, but this is talking about no me. It's much more deeper than religion or something like that. It's just the same. It's just talking, and that's it. There's no meaning. That seems to be that's the dream of me, that there always is meaning, but it's just energy. Yeah, that's very strange. It's like, oh my God, everything is just energy and nothing is better than something else. Oh my God, that's amazing. Wow, it's so into meaning and importance, and I'm just a little bit more better than that other person who is not yet so aware. I was always like that. People are not so aware as I am. There's always something trying to be better. Yeah, that's the me. That's part of the me. That's also
it's
just
so strong. It's such
so
a strong.
because there's always a feeling like not being good enough. So it's trying to get better. To that's so strong. So there are all kind of ways to do it. Some people are more victim. Other people are like trying to know better than other persons. Everybody has. Every individual has a different survival system. It's amazing how it works, and it seems so important, and it's just nothing. God, and so much energy in that. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. A whole one. Sometimes I get a strong feeling that this reality is so bizarre, it can't be real, especially when I look at all the concepts in the world that I so firmly believe. But that's just what's happening. Ultimately, there's no real reality. We live in bizarre concepts. Yeah, that's the dream. It seems the concept of the world, it seems so real that there's a world, there are really real happenings. And that, that's what I call the dream. That's because when there's a me, it seems like everything is so real. But there's also no real reality. It's only an apparent reality. It seems that it's real. There's the reality. It's also a dream. It's when you seem like thinking about the whole world, or things like what is happening in the world, or what is happening to when there was something happening between you and another person, and you were thinking afterwards about it. That's also a dream of a lot of thoughts going on, and it seems like there's something going on, but maybe there's just memories and thoughts going on. That's it. It's so literally, and there's also no world. It's only in the dream, in the thinking of with images. So we can create in the mind. You can create a whole world of you have an image of America, you have an image of what's going on there, and you see it on TV, and you have those images, and you make the world. And when I was in New York, I was walking there, and I was just walking there and didn't recognize anything. And then suddenly I thought, oh my God, I thought I knew what New York was because I saw some movies. And then when I saw some buildings, I thought, oh yeah, I recognize it, but it was just from the movie. So I had some images, and that's then New York or something like that. There's no New York, of course. They're just walking there. It's just walking between buildings. That's it. But it's so strong, yeah. When there's a me, there's always a belief like this is real. And talking with like this and in this kind of meetings, then it's shaken, that concept. So maybe there was already something going on, like, is this real or not? I can't believe it so much, but it seems strange. And then something is going on about that. And then in these meetings, it can be becoming less. I don't know how to say it in English. So, but sometimes the whole system is trying to make it right again also. So, but it can loosen. So that's what's going to happen. But it's not only in these meetings, but in these meetings, there's talking about something else. And somewhere it is known, or somewhere it is not known in the mind, but somewhere. Because it's so obvious and so normal and so just, yeah, nothing, in a sense, it's not new. It's already there. It is, when this happened, it was like, oh my God, it's like laughing because it's already there. Of course, it was always there. And I knew that because it was said so many times, but like in the same time, it wasn't heard also. So still, it's just like, oh my God, it's so simple and normal. Wow.
Dat is een chat.
Yes, thank you, toch?
Ja.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. You too? How are you? How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, good, thank you. I don't even know what I'm going to say, but anyway, I'm saying something. I think when I'm in these meetings, everything seems to just fall away. But this week here, there's been a lot of angst, I suppose, over what is happening to racially in America, and this man being killed.
Yeah.
And then it becomes very real, and yet at the same time now talking to you, it's just like I don't know, it's not there, but there's a great emotion here about that sort of thing, because
but it seems like it's about that, but it's just emotion. There's just a feeling. Maybe it seems in the body, but no, it doesn't matter. But I think it's not in the body, but it's just there. But it's emotion. There can be emotion, and we are always so quick in naming it or having how do you say why it's caused by that and that. It's not caused by anything. It's just emotion. It's just emotion there.
But sometimes it can feel so much like it is caused by something, because before you watch that video of that man, you were feeling fine, then you watch the video and now you're feeling really upset and in some kind of turmoil.
That's so convincing. All circumstances, it seems like cause and effect. And it's always like that. We're so quick they're so quick. So you don't even notice because it's so normal to think like that. But it's just emotion. It's just emotion with no reason. That can be there. It's not, and there's no need to feel the emotion or something like that.
No, that's not happening.
No,
There's
it's just there.
a feeling in the body, and as you say, maybe not connected, but the mind makes the connections.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then convinces that, oh, you're feeling like that because you heard about that.
Yeah. So, and then there's and then there's after you have to, maybe it's better to, and then something like that. So then it's trying to get you in the story somewhere. It's something like that.
I mean, in the story here, I want to fight for racial oppression. My kid's mixed race, and so there's something in me that wants to be really fiery about that, because there's something here that, you know, all people are the same. How can you say someone's bad because they're black, you know?
Yeah.
So that all kind of gets stirred up, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's always a fight, like making things right and trying to convince other people or something like that. Yeah.
There's definitely a feeling that that's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you took another man's life.
Yeah, but there's always in the world there seems always something wrong and something right, or with you or with other things that's happening, and then there's coming trying to make it right. That's to me. That's always like, and that's and some people have in circumstances like that, and other people have it in politics and other things. But it's always the same fight. And there is no other person. There is no one. There's just emotion, of course, going on without any meaning. Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for asking.
Rose?
Hey.
I was just going to say, yeah, I think, you know, I've heard that so many times that there's no one anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think it's, a lot of the time you just don't hear it. No one really hears it.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's
because the me in the way, the me can't hear it. Yeah.
Maybe somewhere it's hurt.
Yeah. But then, you know, you hear of things like this that's, you know, going on at the moment. And yeah, I guess it's just for the me just can't get its head around any, it just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. I just wanted to, yeah, the me just can't hear.
Trying to talk about the me is not doing it, but you can also say I'm not, because then otherwise it makes it more abstract. And it's like when you say I, normal people think that, oh, I can't say I because there is no me. So, but just normal talking can be also here. I can, and it's maybe there's something you can't get clear or something. So what?
Yeah, I guess, you know, that the idea of, you know, duality, wrong, right, good, bad, you know, the me is duality, so it just it's impossible for someone who feels that they're there, that they're someone,
Yeah.
To get around that. It's just, you know.
Yeah. So it's somewhere it stopped. That's amazing. Like, oh, it's so normal to think in good and bad or something right and wrong. And then there's something said that makes that whole like, what, huh? And that's funny to hear. Amazing. Because it's like always the way we are used to that, trying to make things more clear or more right or things like that. And then suddenly there's going on something completely outside of that. And I'm like, oh, something stops. Because it's not about getting clear also. It doesn't matter to get clear. Life is just happening like that. Otherwise, little children couldn't live because they don't have anything clear. So just live.
Absolutely.
So now that there is no Rosemary, a separate person, when you hear about things like what's been happening in America, in the US, is there a different, well, I can't say response, like something different? Like if when there was a Rosemary, would you have felt different, or do you know what I'm asking? Like,
yeah, when there was Rosemary still happening, or still me was still happening, it was more involved in the story with everything, like with news or relationships or anything.
right.
So, yeah, but it's very difficult to remember how it was. I don't remember so much. Sometimes they're coming remembering, but I can't say like, oh, it was like that. I don't know. But I'm sure there was more involvement in anything, like believing it was real also. And I was very strong in analyzing feelings and things like that. That was my world. Not so much in other countries or things like what happens in America, or it was more like trying to heal myself, something like that. I was very much into that. And other people, of course. So my whole world was just collapsed. Oh, God. My whole life, it seems like my whole life just collapsed. It's whoa, like that's that. It's like, oh my God, it was trying to go to something, to trying to get what I was with Tony Parsons, and I was trying to get it and to have no me, and then it feels what you said also. I thought I want to have it or to gain or to, and it's about loss. It's about loss, and it's about not important. I thought when there's no me, everybody will see it, and there will be some shining or something like that. Nobody sees it. It's just nothing.
Nothing really changes.
No, nothing really changes. And in another way, it's completely different, because the whole thing about trying to change and seeing someone as a person is just gone. So, and it's getting stronger. I know that's what is noticed here. It's getting stronger. Even in the beginning, it was still, the brain was so used to a certain way of thinking. So a lot of thoughts was going on still, but that's not happening so much anymore. Yeah.
I'm still jealous.
There's jealousy. That's it. The jealousy is. Oh my God, I couldn't hear that when Tony said that to me, because I did say that kind of things too. I couldn't hear that. I was really annoyed with you saying like that. But it's really like that. Oh my God. I couldn't hear the jealousy is it. The jealousy is it. What do you mean by that?
No, I'm jealous at you because
yeah,
there is still this thing, like you said before, that one of the things, that the contraction will go or the me will go. There is this hope that it will go one day, you know, this, there is the only thing that is left really for me.
But that's the
like
dream. That's the dream of me, that it will happen someday.
Yes.
It won't happen someday. Oh my God, it's so awful. Because it's already this. It's so
It's already
close.
not
It's
there,
already happening.
It's already there. It's already know me.
But you can't get it. Oh, that's awful. Yeah.
It's killing me.
It's killing. It's killing.
Killing me. Literally. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've often heard in the conversation that there is not often, but a few times, that it's more difficult, especially when the me is so strong, when something horrible happens, you know, with somebody's being viciously attacked, and to say, this is all, this is it, you know, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. But for that person, how do they say, you know, this is just happening, you know? It just seems,
that's also a new way of that people use when they hear non duality. They say, "Oh, this is just happening," or "This is it."
Yeah.
This is also a new way of trying to make it more better, or something like that. Yeah. It's also always, and then when there's a me, there's always a trying to do something with it. That's just like
that. It's
Rose? Yeah, I just wanted to say the comment, you know, I can feel the me always wanting to apply, you know, to make it applicable, you know, to my life. You know, I think what Orna was just saying about, you know, when you see what's happening in the world and you say, oh, it's just happening, you know, it's just happening, this is just what is. It's the me, you know, trying to make it applicable.
But applicable, what is that?
You know,
make it better.
Like trying to apply it in a practical way. You know, by using words and concepts.
Yeah.
But that obviously is futile.
Yeah.
Because you can't use words and concepts.
I can't. You can do, but
No, well, I mean, that's just, but yeah, I mean, I find myself trying to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
But there's in one way, there's trying to do that and the whole thing like going on and then trying and in the mind things. And in the same time, there's just walking or saying something. And that's just it. And there's something with it. But okay, that's going on also. So what? A me is not wrong. Feeling then there's a me or trying. It's just like that. It's just happening. It's just going on too. Because in this kind of meeting, it seems like having a me is not right yet or something like that. And it's just life in that sense. That energy is just going on, and and it doesn't have a meaning, but it feels like having a meaning. Okay, that's going on. And in the same time, there's just sitting and moving and breath going on or feelings going on without any cause or effect. But it seems like to have it. But it's amazing to hear sometimes that things don't have any reason or a cause, maybe no cause. That's amazing because we're so into cause and effect and time.
It is.
Yeah.
Things just
acting.
Yeah, it's incredible. It has no reason to be as it is.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It just is as it is, and that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also like when there's a me, it seems also like there's something wrong or there's something not right yet. Some things are right already, but some things I have to work on or things like that. In some way, when you hear this, there's nothing wrong. Behaving in some way or another way, it's just what is happening. It's not wrong. And that's so difficult to hear because it's so convincing that some behavior is not right to your children or to relationships. And it's not right, but it's just what's happening. And then it can be nasty or something. It's not, but it's not right also. It's just what's happening. It's neutral. And that gives me a feeling that seems like that. Then it's that. So it's not because then you say, oh, this is just what's happening, that it seems a bit like this is right, but it's not right, it's more neutral. Because otherwise it's making yourself right just by saying, oh, but this is just what's happening. Like, oh my God, that's something else. It's not, this is something else. It's just being nasty, being angry. Can be.
And there's a starting to see here that nothing could be anything other than what it was or what it is. It's impossible for anything to be different. You know, we're in a parent past, or there's a seeing that it's perfectly as it is.
Yeah. And perfect can be awful, but okay, that's it.
But it's still whole.
Yeah, of course, it's always whole. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean there's no pain. It just is as it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is it, and this is the meeting. I don't have a word, I think. There's not coming anything to end it. Sometimes there are some words. No, this is just the end. This is the end of the meeting. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Joining. Hi.